Move over, Nick Wright. We have a new champion leading the charge of people who apparently don't think Brock Purdy is that good. And it happens to be Kyle Shanahan's best friend, Chris Sims. Chris Sims has, made a name for himself. Obviously, he's a former quarterback, son of Phil Sims, and he's made his own lane in the media landscape. But one of the things that he does every year is do a quarterback ranking. And obviously, he put Brock Purdy at 17 in regards to being the best quarterback in the NFL, behind a lot of other quarterbacks that many people believe Brock is better than, and of course, took a lot of heat for it. So this is him kind of reiterating his explanation of why he doesn't think Brock Purdy is that good of a quarterback. And two, not only does he not think that, but he also believes that if Jordan Love was the quarterback for the 49ers, they would have won the Super Bowl, which is interesting considering the 49ers beat Jordan Love in order to get to the Super Bowl. But hey, don't take it from me. Listen to Chris Sims directly on this subject, and I have some thoughts on the other side.
There are a lot of comments about Brock Purdy, who you had at 17.
Right.
And I was watching a clip from Fox Sports where Nick Wright was loving the fact that you had him at 17. They showed a clip from this show.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Where I think he has been lower on Brock Purdy than maybe other people want him to be. And so he is embracing you as part of now his crew. So I think there's a tweet here from Zay What You Want, if you want to start with that. Zay What You Want says, Chris Sims is now done trolling Eagles fans. He is now heading to San Francisco. And so I believe this is accompanied with a tweet or a tag of some sort. But there are 49er fans that feel like now you have turned your ire from Jalen Hurts and Tua.
It's gone full circle.
Oh, there you. Is that supposed to be you?
I guess I'm trolling. I'm trying.
You're driving the troll.
Trolling.
Oh, I get it. You're driving the troll car, the troll Jeep.
Yep,
looks like a Wrangler. Throughout San Francisco.
First off, I don't look to troll anybody, and if anybody heard me during the season, I don't think anybody would be too shocked with what I ranked him. If anybody was a regular listener,
correct.
I mean, I think I was always trying to tell people, hey, he's really good. Am I willing to say he's one of the 8 or 10 best quarterbacks in football? I was always on here kind of telling you, no, I don't think that, right? So
Alan Byrne kind of sums it up here.
Right.
Let me
Yeah,
get
go
his.
ahead.
He goes, just wondering why, after a year and a half of Purdy playing better at a better level, and after a serious injury than a year of Jordan Love is ranked higher.
Yeah. Well, again, Jordan Love, what he did at the end of the year and all of that. I mean, again, the last 10 weeks of the season. Right? I mean, they took the training wheels off. He played at a phenomenally high level, right? And really was asked to do more, definitely on a physical basis, right? Now, is he quite where, Purdy is as far as diagnosing a defense and having feel and instincts to get to a place a hair quicker, right, than Jordan Love? Yeah, Purdy's better at that, for sure. But Jordan Love ain't bad at that. It's not bad. I mean, Jordan Love, I know other than those last damn 2 throws we saw, you'd go, wow, there's a lot of good decisions, high-level decisions. And there's a lot of plays that Green Bay can call in their offense that the 49ers cannot. And again, what I'm trying to say to you, like we showed a highlight package yesterday of Purdy on our PFT show. And the thing that I always come away with is go, look, there's no defenders in the screen in some of them. And we're going, oh, my gosh, this is so amazing. And I'm going, guys, it's not that amazing. Really, they were in a room all week, and Shanahan said, hey, we're drawing up this play, and it's going to screw them over, and this guy's going to be so wide open, it's going to be a touchdown. And we have fans that are putting that stuff on a pedestal, like, he's the only guy in football that could do that. He's the only guy that could listen to Shanahan say, throw to this guy, he'll be open, and he did it, right? And they have a lot of that in their offense. So that's where, again, this is a tough spot, right? But I'd fall into the comment again of with Jordan Love. If Jordan Love played in the Super Bowl, the 49ers would be the Super Bowl champions. That's what I would say.
Wow.
He would make some of those throws that I'd go, wait, just hop and do this, and he's open. It's a touchdown. Why do we have to keep staying here just because our body has to be in the position to throw this guy? And he's not even capable of doing some of that stuff. So, again, it's really good. I don't want to get messed up.
Above average starting quarterback in the NFL.
I mean, yes, he's damn good, but there's some things still, like if you went back Okay, Jordan Love had the 2 interceptions at the end of the game. Jordan Love in that game played better than Brock Purdy. I mean, Brock Purdy should have thrown 7 interceptions in that game. He got lucky that night. We'd all be talking differently if there's Green Bay could catch. I mean, it was not a good night, let alone, right, that game. There's other games, too. Again, what bothered me about it more than anything is when the Shanahan specials, and you know how I like to talk like that, when they weren't working on all cylinders, right, there's not a lot that Purdy does to bring the offense back up. Now, he does more than Jimmy Garoppolo used to do, and it's definitely an improvement in that in all areas, but it's still, you know, I'd like to see some more. And like I told you, too, there's more missed throws than people realize. If we went back and watched games and stuff, I'd go, yeah, I mean, this is a missed throw. But nobody cares because Shanahan dialed up a play, and they're so good. Somebody's wide open the next play for a 40-yard gain. And I'm just going to go, a lot of teams in football, quarterbacks don't have that luxury of going, damn, I missed a wide open 30-yard throw. No big deal. Guy will be open the next drive. I mean, it's a lot of quarterbacks go, that might have been my only time all game to have anybody open downfield. Oh, shit, I missed it, right? So those are things you got to take into account, and those are the things that jump out to me when I watch 180 throws, 210 throws in a row. You start to see that stuff.
The funny thing is, if 2 years ago you would have said Brock Purdy is the 17th best quarterback in the NFL, people would have said you're crazy.
I can't
He's the last
win,
pick of the draft.
and it drives me crazy. It's like I told you with the Jalen Hurts thing. I mean, last year I'm crazy. He's the best quarterback in football. This year I make him 9. You're crazy. He's lower than that. I've gotten that more than anything. And I'm like, what? No. And I think the truth is somewhere in between. I think it's actually where I got him ranked. Last year was 7. This year's 9. I think that's where it is.
You ever notice that Brock Purdy's biggest detractors can only speak in hypothetical terms? Now, obviously, he did use instances of saying that, you know, Kyle Shanahan is scheming this all open for him. People aren't taking into credit his misses and all these different types of things. I feel like I'm very qualified to speak on this subject as a being able to be someone who has studied every single throw from Brock Purdy ever since he entered the game against the Miami Dolphins all the way till now. So I've seen every single throw that Brock Purdy has made, and I just don't agree with what he has to say. Yes, has Brock Purdy missed passes? Does he have passes that he wish he had back? Does he have dropped interceptions? Yes, and so does every other quarterback to ever play the game of football. So I don't like that argument, and I don't think it is representative of Brock Purdy's game because that is a function of playing the quarterback position. Half the battle is just overcoming mistakes that you've made, and that's what Brock Purdy has done. And not only has he done that, but he did it in the playoffs, in the biggest moments, against one of the guys that Chris Sims says is a better quarterback than Brock and would have had the 49ers winning the Super Bowl if that was the case. And I'm just racking my brain. And again, I was at that game. Not only was I at the Green Bay Packers versus 49ers game, I watched it back. I studied the tape. And yes, I came away very impressed with Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love's a really good quarterback, and I think he has the potential to be one of the top guys in the NFL, especially from a physical, measurable standpoint. He has a great arm. But guess what? Who made the crucial mistake when the game was on the line? It was Jordan Love. So I don't understand how you can literally have an example of one game where both quarterback makes mistakes. Both quarterbacks missed throws. Both quarterbacks had up and down moments in a particular game. Yet the one who clutched up in the biggest moments used his legs to be able to extend drives and score touchdowns and put the 49ers in a position to win a game that they probably shouldn't have won. It doesn't make sense to me. What's the hypothetical here? Because isn't one of the I understand that QB wins. I don't believe wins as a quarterback stat. Like in of itself, I do believe that a quarterback winning games is absolutely a huge part of what they do. I don't think it's just them who wins the games. It's a team sport. So I understand that particular argument. But again, I just have a hard time rationalizing what he's trying to say. And again, I feel very qualified to speak on this. Yes, I like Brock Purdy a lot, and I think he is a very good quarterback. but I also can be objective and tell you where Brock Purdy struggles, where he's had issues before. Like, we can chalk it up to, yes, Brock Purdy struggles in rain games. We have like 3 or 4 solid examples that Brock Purdy struggles throwing the football in rain. That is going to be something that we continue to evaluate as his career progresses. Also, too, with Brock Purdy, you're not going to see the 60, 70-yard bombs downfield. We understand that. That's not a part of his game. But when all these guys critique Brock Purdy, you never hear them talk about, oh, well, don't forget that this guy was coming off a UCL surgery on his throwing elbow and was clearly a progression for him throughout the entirety of the season. And it was his first year as a starter. And yes, I get it. It was Jordan Love's as well. But Jordan Love had 4 years to sit behind Aaron Rodgers and soak it all in. And of course, there's no supplement for actually playing. There's no better teacher than actually playing the game. I get that part of it. But let's not pretend like Brock Purdy is some veteran quarterback. He got thrown to the wolves as a rookie, got his elbow eviscerated to the point where we didn't know if he was going to be able to throw a football again. And then when he steps on the field, he's a MVP frontrunner for a majority of the season. And again, that's just the facts of the situation. If you want to objectively evaluate it and you watch the tape, Brock does a ton of good things on tape. To say that he doesn't throw into tight windows, that he doesn't make in phenomenal plays with his timing and anticipation and throwing layered throws. Talk about that throw to Juwan Jennings in that Packers game in a gotta have it moment to move the sticks. Like, that's just one example, but there's so many different examples that Brock Purdy does make the difficult throw. Of course, Kyle Shanahan is going to scheme things up and be able to open it up for his quarterback. I don't think that should be used as an argument against how good a quarterback is, though, because we've also seen that not every quarterback has success with Kyle Shanahan. Not every quarterback can not only manage the personality of Kyle Shanahan, but manage his scheme, manage his playbook, manage the personnel the way Brock Purdy had. That's a skill. And I'm tired of people not talking about it as a skill. Oh, well, he doesn't throw the football like Jordan Love. Yes, Jordan Love is a very physically gifted quarterback. Probably, I have no problem saying that Jordan Love is a more physically gifted quarterback than Brock Purdy. That's exactly why he was a first-round pick. And there's a reason why Brock Purdy was the very last pick. So those things will always be true. We will always be having those arguments. Again, that goes back to my argument. Why are we comparing, Batman and Superman? They're both superheroes. They're super for different reasons, but they find success their way. And why are we knocking one guy down because he's not super like that super? You get what I'm saying? So, in a roundabout way, I don't agree with a lot of what Chris Sims says. I think that he's finding himself in the crosshairs of 49er fans. And listen, I get it. I understand it. It can be daunting task when 49ers come at your neck. I get it. But I don't think that means I don't know. I guess I could say that I just don't agree with what Chris Sims ranks him at. 17, I don't agree with his assessment of him. Now, not everything Chris Sims said is wrong, but again, the fact that he believes that Jordan Love is winning the 49ers a Super Bowl, like did we watch the Super Bowl? Wasn't Brock Purdy a huge reason why the 49ers even got that game into overtime? I think you can make a better case the 49ers win that game if they just take the ball out of overtime. Like, I think that's a better argument of them winning the Super Bowl than having a completely different quarterback. But again, that's a conversation for a different day. What do you think about Chris Sims and what he had to say here about Brock Purdy? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.